Hello everyone, welcome to Birch and Lily, my podcast about knitting and cross stitch. Today is May 17th, 2019. I am recording a little bit earlier than usual as on Monday I have something to do. My husband's my father-in-law is coming to visit us and I don't want to be recording when he's here, nor do I think he wants me to be recording while he's here. I don't know, want to be able to spend time with him, so I am recording a couple days early. Anyways, after that tiny tangent, I wanted to thank all of you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you're new and checking me out, thank you so much. If you're coming back from watching me before, thank you as well. Makes me feel so special to know that so many people are enjoying what I'm doing and what I'm working on, and yeah. Like I said, this is a podcast about knitting and cross stitch. I have lots of cross stitch this episode because Stitch Mania is going on. I have a little bit of knitting. I kind of lost my knitting bug after I recorded my last podcast, but I've cast on a couple sweaters which have kind of brought it back. So that's great. And I guess the only other thing I have to say is show notes will be down below. If you have any questions or if I've missed putting anything in there, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them for you. So I guess let's jump right on in. We'll start with knitting works in progress. So I think we'll start right off the bat with one of my new sweaters that I'm super excited about. I've had the yarn sitting around for this sweater, I think, since for a year at least, since last March probably, and I just never got around to casting it on, and I'm not sure why. This is the Tegna by Caitlin Hunter, and I am knitting it out of sweet fiber yarn. Let's see if I can grab a cake that isn't attached to my sweater yet. I'm knitting this out of sweet fiber yarn in the rose gold colorway. This is on their super sweet sock base, which is the 75-25. And I'm loving how it's working up so far. I haven't started alternating skeins yet because if you're familiar with the Tegna, you start it's worked bottom up, and you start with a whole bunch of lace, and I don't think it's worth alternating skeins in the lace. Plus, I learned the helical way of alternating skeins, and I'm not sure how I would make that work in lace anyways. So I won't start alternating until I get to just the stockinette portion of the body. But yeah. Really loving, guess I'll cover my face there, hope it focuses. Really loving this colorway. This is how far I got. So I'm I would say about halfway through the lace. I'm really enjoying it. It's working up so fast. And I went up a needle size for this, I think. Or 2. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter needle for all of the body and stuff like that. I'm happy with the gauge. I think it's a little small still, but I didn't want to go any bigger on the needles because the fabric was starting to get a little bit too loose for my liking already. So I think it will be a little bit more snugger fitting than the pattern intends, but I'm okay with that. The only other thing that I haven't said yet, and I'm sorry about the light today, guys. It's kind of cloudy out, and I'm using I'm in front of the window, and I have the lights on, so hopefully it doesn't muck things up too much. But I am knitting the size small. So yeah, with every, I've only ever knit one other Caitlin Hunter sweater, so saying with all the patterns that I've knit by Caitlin Hunter, I've been a size small. But that's what I was when I knit my Spike. So part of my choosing was just saying, let's go with what I knit before. But I did measure myself, and it should fit. I have no worries. And I should show you my bag that this project is in as well. This bag is by the Crafty, is it the Crafty Little Fox? Yeah, that Crafty Little Fox. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. This bag is by that Crafty Little Fox, and it holds the 3 skeins perfectly. So that is my Tegna. And I guess next we'll go into my Desert Vista Dyeworks socks for this month. I am not sure, I don't think last time I was finished the first sock. So I'll put that on a blocker quickly. I am looking for, I'm not sure if I want a pair of nice wooden blockers or if I just want a metal pair to put my socks on, because I don't like this red one for pictures. So if you have anything that you would recommend, please let me know down below. I would really appreciate that. So this is my first sock of the pair. I think I was not finished them last time. I think I was at this marker. So I quickly finished this sock because we were going to another movie on, was that last Friday? I don't know. Yes, last Friday we went to another movie and I wanted to have a sock in the theater. So I quickly finished this one up. And we went and saw Detective Pikachu, by the way, which is hilarious. It was really, really good. Really, really enjoyed it. So I didn't get all of this done in the theater. I think I got probably to about there done in the movie. I must have been furiously knitting out of stress in the Avengers Endgame, because I got a lot more done in that movie, but that's okay. So I'm almost ready to put the heel into this sock. I won't put the heel in until it's completely done though, since I'm doing an afterthought heel. But yeah, I need to pull this out and start working on it again so it's done. I was hoping that I would get them done really early this month, because usually at the end of the month I'm like, oh crap, I need to get these socks done. But that didn't happen. So gotta make sure I pull these out and get working on them again. Get them finished up. But let's see. This is the Stranger Things colorway by Desert Vista Dyeworks. I cast on 60 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle. It's 2x2 rib. And yeah, afterthought heel. Normal wedge toe. Nothing fancy. This is usually my car knitting, but I guess I just haven't felt like knitting in the car very often. And then the bag it's in is by Birch Grove. I'm not sure if I showed this last week. Love Birch Grove bags. I've said it many times. They're perfect for fitting into my purse. I wouldn't say that they'd be big enough for a mini skein as well. It would be a little bit harder to lay them side by side because the bag is quite small, but I still really like them. And yeah, very, very well made. And I should mention as well that this little pop progress keeper is by Bunny and Toot. I don't know if it's going to focus on it. It's by Bunny and Toot, and was part of her Parks and Rec club last year. So you can't get it anymore, unfortunately. Sorry. And knitting is going so fast this week, but like I said, I've just been working on sweaters, so I don't have tons of socks to show like I usually do. But we will skip back over to another sweater. This is another sweater by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. She has just been sucking me in lately with all the pretty patterns. Her newest one, I'm trying to remember the name. Novelli? Yes, Novelli, the Novelli tee that she came out with. I think it was last Friday. I really, really, really want to make that one as well. I'm liking the tees because they're mostly cropped and they have short sleeves, which makes it go so much faster because by the time you're done the body, you just have the tiniest bit of sleeves to knit and then it's done. So that is what I guess I've been casting on sweater-wise. So this sweater that I have going is definitely not a summer one, as it's knit out of DK, but I might try to wear it on a cold day in the summer because it's so cute. And this is, fix my string there. This is the Soldotna. This is the Soldotna Crop. Try to, it's rolling up a little bit, but, so this is what I have so far. I knit this all in one night. I started this last night. It knits so fast, and it looks like ridiculously tiny, but it is smushed up on my needles. I did do a gauge swatch. Well, not an actual gauge swatch. I just knit it and then stretched it to about what it would when it would block and measured it. And I am on gauge, so it's fine. I am knitting a size small, and let me look at my notes. I'm not sure what I used for needles. So I'm using a 3.25 US 3 for the ribbing and a 3.75 for just a solid portion, and then for the color work I switched to a 4, which is US 6 I think, just so that I knew I had even more space to work with. And I'm pretty proud of my floats, I must say. I don't think my floats have ever looked that good. My husband got me the alternate, it's back there, the alternate color work book for Christmas, and it talks about tips for color work in there. And I was always having I have been having trouble with my phone storage being full. I don't know why, because I don't have that much stuff on there, but it just stopped recording my video in the middle again. So I'm not quite sure what I was talking about, or where it cut me off. But yeah, my husband got me the alternate color work book for Christmas, and it had some really good tips in there. I was having a lot of trouble with color dominance, and I am a continental knitter, so I was having a hard time with even just having two different strands of yarn on my finger at one time that I was knitting from. But now that I figured out this color dominance thing that they talked about, man, it's flying, and I am so happy with it. So all of this yarn is from the Suburban Stitcher, and I actually contacted Diane, the dyer behind Suburban Stitcher, and she helped me pick out the colors because I was just lost. So the start color is navy, the yellow is curry, and this medium color, this medium teal here is Neptune, and then the lightest color is Frost. So I am really happy with this. I'm about halfway through the color work before I split for the sleeves, and then after that I think it'll go really fast because it is a crop. And I never thought I would want to knit cropped things, but I don't know, I've just seen so many people wearing this the word I can't say, this Soldotna Crop and just other cropped garments, and I really, really liked them. And I love high-waisted jeans, so I'm hoping that I'll like it. I'll have to like it because I'm knitting it, and yarn is not super cheap. But yeah, I'm excited to wear it. And I guess I can show you the skeins of yarn as well. So yeah, this one here is navy. Super pretty. They're all tonal. I didn't really want any speckles just because there's so much going on with the color work. This is Neptune with a hair on it. This is Neptune. And this one here is curry, which I'm not usually a huge yellow person, but I'm knitting yellow in my sweater, and I actually bought a yellow sweater not too long ago, so I guess I am becoming a yellow person because I really like it. And this here is Frost, and this one's kind of blowing out a little bit. I wouldn't say it's as, no, it's a lot more teal than like bright blue like it's showing. Now can I hold all of these at once? Let's see. Yeah. So those are the colors I'm using from Suburban Stitcher. This is on her 100% Merino base. I don't think I said that. Her 100% Merino DK base. And I'm really liking it so far. It's super washed, so that does make it a little I am stumbling over my words today. It is super wash, so that does make it a little bit softer. I am not the type of person to like a full 100% merino that isn't super wash. I find it itchy. So yeah, I'm really happy with that so far. This is also in another Birch Grove bag. This is her large size, and it fits all of these skeins perfectly. So that is my Soldotna Crop. I don't think I mentioned, again, I'm knitting a size small, and look at my notes. Yeah, I'm knitting a size small. Cool. And I have one more knitting work in progress to show you. This you have seen a couple times. I didn't do much work on it. I'm feeling a sock slump. So those sweaters, I'm glad. I didn't ever really want to have too many big projects on my needles at once, but I'm glad I did both those sweaters because it's kind of pulling me out of the knitting slump. I've been doing so much cross stitch lately because of Mania, which I'm not complaining about because I love it, but I feel like then I kind of neglect the knitting a little bit. So this is in a bag by Sandy by the Lakeside. And these are my Samphire Socks. And I didn't even move my progress keeper on here after last episode. I really did not do much. I know how much I did, so I will move that quickly. I'll show you though quick. This progress keeper is by Simply Serving. Cute little beaver. And I really hope you can't hear. My husband got a 3D printer and he's printing something over in the next room and I can hear the beeping. I hope you guys can't hear it in the video. It's really, really neat, but it's constant noise because prints take like a long time. I think what he's printing right now takes 9 hours. So it's going constantly. I think he needs to move it out to the garage because I don't like the noise that much. It's when you're home all the time, it kind of drives a person crazy. So that's all I've done. I haven't done much on these. This is on a Woolberry Fiber Co. sock set from her Gilmore Girls Sock Club. Luke and Waltz. It's on her 75-25 base. I cast on 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle. I do have the first sock done. I showed it on the blockers last episode, so I won't bother this time. Hopefully I'll have them done by next episode, and then I'll show them both on the blockers. But yeah, this sock is from the Curious Handmade Sock Society. This is pattern 2 for this year, and I'm really enjoying it. I lost my sock knitting mojo, which is kind of sad because sock knitting is my thing. So I'm hoping I get it back soon-ish. I don't know. The sweaters are fun. I'm not complaining. But yeah, I think I'm not going to say much else about those because I've been showing them for quite a while and I didn't get much progress done in the last 2 weeks. Week and a half, I guess. Now I do have, I'm going to call this a finished object, but it's not completely finished because I'm lazy and didn't weave in the ends. So I will show it to you guys one more time after the ends are woven in, I guess. Hopefully I'll do that within the next 2 weeks. I just wasn't feeling it. My Baubles Shawl is finished. And I can't show the whole thing on the screen because it's so big. But yeah, it's finished. I love it. I'll come closer now. I do love it. It's just so large, and I had a really hard time figuring out how to wear it, I guess. I did figure it out, though it just took a little while. I had to look at, I guess I should say, this is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, and I had to look at her pattern page a little bit just to try and figure out how the heck she was wearing it. And I've got it figured out now, so that's good. I definitely won't be wearing it anytime soon because it's a lot of fabric and it's too warm already. But I'm glad to have it off my needles because I think I had said last episode that I've been working on this since last July. It's been a really long-standing project. So this is knit out of 3 different yarns. The dark yarn here, this is Charcoal by Sweet Georgia Yarns. The purpley tone, can I show it better somewhere? This purpley tone is Tarot by Dragon Horde Yarns. And this bluey, tealy, everything under the sun color is Robin Sparkles by Wool and Boon. And I'm really happy with my color choices. I think it's gorgeous. I haven't seen a lot of them that use a dark color as, like, I guess the main color. I can see why, because knitting lace in charcoal is a challenge. I had to make sure I was in really good light. I couldn't do it in the evening very well. But yeah, I'm very happy. The only complaint I have, I know I had talked last episode about how my baubles just weren't tight, like they're so loose like that, and I thought I had fixed it with the second row. I did not. They're still loose as well, and I don't know what happened, because the second row I pulled those suckers tight, so there was no extra yarn anywhere, and it still did that. So what I ended up doing, and I think it helped a decent amount just to fill in that space, and to shape the baubles a little better, because they were kind of like caving in on themselves, I guess is the best way to put it. I took 2 T-pins and pulled the baubles apart when I blocked the shawl. So it just made them a little bit bigger. And I think this one's pretty bad, but I think it helped some. I hope it made it less noticeable, because that kind of disappointed me. Got so far and the shawl is so pretty, and then to all of a sudden just have this end beautiful section, I'm holding this upside down, to have this end beautiful section just end up with these funny looking baubles was kind of disappointing. But otherwise, I am so happy with the brioche. This is the first time I haven't done just like straight brioche like this, and I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. So I guess that's a win in itself. But yeah, like I said, I obviously have not woven the ends yet. I'm hoping to have that done. I just didn't have the ambition to do it. So if I get that done by next episode, I will show you guys again. I'll probably wear it then, actually, just to show you guys it finished with the ends woven in. But I'm calling it a finished object for now. So I knit that. I think I knit it on a 3.5 millimeter needle. What is that? A US 4. I think it would have helped if I went down with the baubles down a couple needles. I had used what was called for, and I should know better and know that with any Andrea Mowry pattern, I usually have to go down about 2 needle sizes. I think that may have helped with the baubles a little bit, but you live and you learn. I will do more brioche in the future. I don't know if it'll have baubles in the middle, but I think even just the brioche itself would look nicer on a smaller needle. Because I've noticed I knit quite loose on brioche compared to like a straight garter stitch or a straight stockinette stitch or anything like that. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm glad to have it off my needles more than anything. Like, I love it and I love how it's turned out, but I'm just glad to have it off my needles because I've never had a project sit for that long. So it was kind of stressful without realizing it. But that is my Baubles Shawl. It's warm in here today. We haven't got our AC turned on yet, but we really need to because it's very humid. So I've got my handy little notebook that I've been keeping track of all my cross stitch in. And the first thing I will show you, I do have one finished object, and I did not iron it this time. I didn't even think about ironing it until I sat down and was like, oh, I should have ironed that. But this is just another tiny, tiny little cross stitch. This is Spooky Sheep by the Shepherd's Bush. If I show you the pattern here, you can see I didn't do all of it. I was not feeling the little purple stars or boo. I don't know. I got to having the pumpkins done, and I was like, I think I like it like this. So I left it like that. And I used all the called for colors except for the inside of those pumpkins there was supposed to be in the charcoal color. And I wanted to use the purple because I knew if I didn't do the stars, I wouldn't get to use any of the purple, and purple is my favorite color. So I did purple inside of the pumpkins instead. So yeah, this is a finished object, I guess. I'm not sure how I'm going to frame it. It's really tiny. But I'll find something. That's actually my first Halloween piece I've done, so that's kind of exciting. So last week, I think we left off. Yeah, the last time I recorded was May 6th. So, actually, I'll show this first. I had showed you guys last week that I was working on Rose Cottage by Hands On Design. And I did work on this a little bit more. I've been taking this as like my travel cross-stitch project. So I've actually got quite a bit done on this from, I think, where I was last episode. And I can't see. There we go. So I've mostly just been outlining stuff, and then when I get bored of outlining, this is blowing out so bad. I'm so sorry about the lighting today, guys. There's like nothing I can do. But when I get bored of the outlining, then I fill it in with the color. I'm using all the called for colors on here. I haven't changed anything so far. And this is in a bag by Pretty Southern. Super cute. So last week I had showed you the project that I was going to do on that day, May 6th, in this little case by Love You More Studio, and that was Lantern Lane by Little House Needleworks. And I just worked on this border. Oh, I should mention that the previous project, Rose Cottage, is on 28 count black Jovelin. Yeah. Anyways, back to Lantern Lane. This is on 32 count vintage country mocha, and yeah, all I've done is the green, but having that border done will set me up quite well for doing anything below it, so I'm happy with that. It's not the called for fabric that I'm using, but I'm using all the called for cotton threads. Okay, and then next what I pulled out, oops, got a loose thread. So next what I worked on in my little book, flip here, was His Eye is on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. This one I know is going to be a very, very long project process. I'll be working on it for a long time. I know that. But I did purchase, and I don't have it on there right now, I did purchase a Q-snap for this because there's a lot of fabric and I'm not sure how to work around it. So I have a Q-snap, and then I have some of the quilter clip things that they use for sewing on the way from Amazon as well, just to keep the fabric under wraps, because I'm having trouble, like I stitch in hand normally, but I'm having trouble getting my hand in and under such a big clump of fabric. So I like the Q-snap, but I still have all that extra fabric around it that I have to work around, so I got a couple trees done on this. And a little robin. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm doing this project on 40 count mallow. So it's massive, and I won't use all this fabric, but I put it in the middle because I knew I wouldn't have enough. Ooh, stabbed myself with a needle. I wouldn't have enough extra on the sides to be able to use it for anything. So yeah. I'm really happy with that. I know it's, like I said, a long-term project, but sorry for the crinkling. It will be a beautiful long-term project. So And then next came "'Tis a Gift" from Shepherd's Bush. This one I don't think I got super far on just because I wasn't home much that day. Oh, I got more done than I thought. So this is on just all the stuff that came in the kit. I'm not sure what the fabric is. That's what I got done. Just a little bit on the house. This project uses silks, which I like, but I don't think they're worth the money for me. Cotton threads work just as well, in my opinion. So I will stick with my cotton because it's like $5 cheaper. I'm trying to fly through this really quickly because I know there is a lot of stuff. So on May 9th, I worked on Jenny Bean's Christmas by Shakespeare's Peddler. I got 2 of the borders done. There is one in the middle. I didn't do it because I thought I was missing my floss for it, but I found it. So I will get that done. And then I started on the words. I guess I could actually show you the pattern. There we go. This is Jenny Bean's Christmas. So yeah, I feel like, ooh, I folded that back up. I feel like I got quite a bit of progress done on this. And this is on 32 count lamb's wool Jovelin. I'm so sorry for the crinkling. I'll try my best to cut it out, but I'm also trying to move quickly through this so you don't have to sit and watch tiny starts on cross stitch forever. Okay, this one is a funny story because I did a whole bunch of work on it and then I noticed that I mucked up and I'm going to have to rip all of it out. But I'll still show you guys. This is the Prairie Schooler Evergreen. And I'm changing a lot around with it. I'm getting rid of both of these Santas and then I'm replacing them with this little deer in this little house. I'm actually moving this middle deer up here and then having the other deer here and the house in the middle. But as you will see, I'm stitching this on 28 count Sage Summer Khaki. I mucked up the neck on the deer, so he's got a really funny neck. So I have to rip out all this and move this all over. It's too far this way right now. So that's in timeout right now because I worked so hard on it and I was like, are you kidding me? But it's a very pretty pattern. I really like it. And I'm excited to be able to have it up at Christmas. So now the next project is shoved in a tiny bag. It'll take me a second to get this out here. This is Plum Street Samplers Hello Fall. So this I am stitching on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. Again, this is a really tiny start because my husband and I went to the Tulip Festival in Holland, Michigan, and so I was looking at tulips all day and didn't want to cross stitch, which who can blame me? Because the tulips are gorgeous. And I don't think I've been mentioning, but like every single thing I've showed you has been on or using the called for threads. I'll change the fabric up, but I'm not one to change up threads very often. So next we have, oh, that's not gonna work. Berry Cottage by Plum Street Samplers. This is in another pretty southern bag. Nice springy one. Oopsies. Throwing floss everywhere. So this, what am I stitching this on? I am stitching this on 36 count light mocha, and I got quite a bit done. I love the little sheep. He's super cute. So yeah, I'm really happy with that one. And I'm using all the called for threads again. I hope I'm not going through this too quickly. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. Please comment down below. I'll be happy to answer them. I just don't want to bore you guys with a whole bunch of tiny starts. It's not like I've had tons and tons of progress on anything. So next I have, this is my first ever Mirabilia, and it'll probably be my only Mirabilia because it's not really my thing, but I just couldn't pass this one up. This one is just adorable. So this is in a bag by Mama Joan. This is the Christmas Elf Fairy. So it'll be interesting to see because this has beading and it has whispered thread and it has Kreinik. So I'm interested to see how that goes. But yeah, I think it's looking really cool so far. It's neat to just see how the different blocks of color kind of will form everything, I guess is the best way to put it. So this is stitched on 32 count raw natural linen. And yeah, she's really cute. I would like to have her done before Christmas. So I'd be able to put her up, of course. And the next project I have, this, let me find the finished picture. This is Things Unseen by Lizzie Kate. This is in another Love You More Studio Co. sleeve. And what am I stitching this on? I think this is 36 count Ren. Yes. And I don't have tons done. This was another day where we went home and I didn't have tons of stitching time. But I got the border started. It's kind of hard to see. I think what'll end up happening once Mania is over is I'll work on the projects that I was able to get the furthest just so I can get them done. And then these small starts, they're still started. So when I pull them out, it's not all of the measuring to make sure it fits on the fabric and all that stuff. I can just pick up thread and figure out where I was and get going. So I still like that about Mania. And then I think I had said last episode that I'm doing it, I think it's called the Blimey Cat method, or someone coined it. That was who came up with it, and it got coined the Blimey Cat method. But I'm writing everything down in my notebook. And then when it comes to next year, if I haven't finished the project, I have to work on it on the same day next year. And if I have, that gives me a new start for next year. So I like that because it forces me to keep working on stuff and nothing will get left behind in a pile. So do I have one more? Yes, one more. Now this one, I don't have a picture of what it is because it's on my computer. And it is a mystery stitch along by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So it's the Hello Pumpkin style. If you don't want to see it, I would look away just for a couple minutes. I'll tell you when it's off the screen. But I'm stitching this on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha again, which is rolling up. And that's all I've got done so far. Just a teeny tiny bit. I am really enjoying this one, and this is one for sure that I will keep up with after Mania, just so I keep up with the clues that come out. That's a really weird view of my face. The clues that come out every month. So that is all I have. And I know I had said last episode that I had about like 22 projects that I was going to work on for Mania. I'm getting burnt out. So I think I'm going to go with the 19 starts because it's 2019. So after the 19th, I'm going to stop with the new starts. I'm getting overwhelmed. So then I can go and work on what I've started and put some love into those projects. I think that's going to be best for me. I'm okay with stuff sitting and waiting. It's not going to go bad. So that is what I've decided to do. I'll just have my 19 starts, and that's plenty for me, and I'm happy, and I have lots of stuff to work on now. And yeah, so I guess that leaves me with 2 more days of starts, and then I'm done, which is kind of crazy. May's been going by really, really fast. I've been loving it. I've been outside a lot, enjoying the beautiful weather and working in the yard, and I don't know if I wanted to get any warmer because it's really warm already. I had jeans and a t-shirt on yesterday, and I was like, wow, this is too warm. But it's getting close to summer. I can't complain. Summer is wonderful. I would say my favorite seasons are still spring and fall because they're a nice mild temperature, but I love summer too, so I'm excited that it's on the way. Yeah, I think that is all that I have to talk about with you guys this week. Hopefully I get this recording thing figured out so that my phone doesn't cut out in the middle of videos like it's been doing. But what can you do? It's a nice, easy way to record. I'd like to get a camera eventually, but at this point, this is working totally fine, so I can't complain. So I'm not sure when you guys will see this episode. I may just upload it early. I may wait to upload it on my normal day on Monday. We shall see. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming and watching. I appreciate it so much. And like I keep saying, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. If I've missed anything in the show notes, if you want to know why I'm doing something, what I'm using, if I forgot to mention it. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I am so overwhelmed by how many people are enjoying my videos already. I didn't think that I would ever be this popular already, I guess. Not that I'm popular by any means, but I didn't think that I would have this many followers already, so it's pretty cool. I'm really, really enjoying recording these. It's so much fun to be able to share what I'm doing with the rest of the crafting community, so I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great a great next couple weeks. And I will see you again in 2 weeks with a new episode. Take care.